Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, July 28th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your decision-making process as a trader, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of technical analysis and how it can be used to make the good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. Also, I realize it's kind of dark right now. I'm not at my home office. I'm at one of my properties. So done the best I can with the light, but it is what it is. And then also real quick, for those of you that are maybe beginners and new to technical analysis, just keep in the back of your mind that as I go through the video, if you're enjoying what you see and if you're starting to see the potential that technical analysis can provide, then I am offering a free live class this Thursday. So if you're interested in signing up and learning more, then if you're watching on YouTube, down in the description box, there's a link you can click. Or if you're watching at claytrader.com, there's many areas around the video that you can click on to get signed up for it. But like I said, just keep that in the back of your mind. If you're liking what you hear and want to learn a lot more, then get signed up for the class. First one here, ticker symbol TSLA. Tesla just had earnings after hours on Tuesday, after hours on Monday. So Tuesday today was the first day trading after earnings, and what a crazy ride that it actually was. I mean, price all over the place, up and down, but to give some credit where credit's due, the price has now put itself together a nice little bounce here. So going into Wednesday, just a big question of, all right, is this bounce legitimate? Is there any true strength behind it? Or is this just some sort of kind of knee-jerk reaction, dead cat bounce type move? Which in my mind, a level that I think a lot of people will be watching, myself included, going to be right there around that 637 mark. Meaning, because think about it from just kind of a story perspective, if you will. If the price were to come down to 637 and then just continue on down, what would you have? You'd have the price all of a sudden essentially right back inside of that range where it was. And price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of a true strength or a genuine bullish bounce. But I mean, nothing goes straight up either. So if the price were to come down there, bounce around and then head back upwards, at least at that point in time, you'd have a situation where you'd have lows right there. You'd have lows right there. You envision those as stair steps, and you would have some progress being made in the upwards direction. So as far as the quote unquote progress point, as we'll call it, that's where in my mind, the 637 mark is very important. If the price is going to continue to try to bounce, the next levels of resistance sit both at the 50 period moving average, that purple line, and then the 200 period moving average, that pink line up there. So the 50 period valued at 648. 200 period valued at, we'll call it 653.50. So keep an eye on those levels, but got to give credit where credit's due. After a very, very rough opening part of the session, a very strong bounce. So let's see if the price can continue to build upon it. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC. And in my mind, everything revolves around, this is not a new level, that I've talked about. So if you watch any past top 10 videos, you've heard me talk about this level, but it really does still pertain in a big way. And that is that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, which is essentially like a trend line that's drawn itself for you. Now, it's not a trend line per se, it's a moving average, but I kind of like to call moving averages trend lines for lazy people. So if you don't want to draw the trend line, well, then let this quote unquote draw itself for you. And as time goes by, that line's just going to keep on drawing itself in the downwards direction. And you can see right now, it really is behaving as an area where, it's almost like the price is afraid to approach it. I mean, got up here on Monday, pulled back right there, and then all of a sudden has pulled back today. Now, of course, the price isn't scared of it, but like I said, just for visualization's sake. But as of now, that pink line, again, 200 period moving average, valued right around $40. So that's going to be that main battleground, main resistance point here headed into Wednesday. As far as levels of support, and on the good news front, still have a good overall level of support in terms of, that trend line right there. So get that into play, and I'll change that to green to represent more of a bullish dynamic. So yeah, it's not like it's a terrible looking chart or anything like that. It's just, like I said, become very apparent in my mind, at least, that 200 period moving average has become that much more important. But you also have that trend line there that I think a lot of people will be watching. So watch that, and definitely you want to see the price stay above that trend line. But going forward, trend line going to be main area of support, 200 period moving average, main level of resistance. So let's see how it goes on Wednesday. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO, very popular one, and kind of like Tesla today. I mean, both in the same sector and all of that, with the big breakdown, and then there was a bounce, but not nearly as strong of a bounce. And then this last 30 minutes, you can see right there, the red candle there. So while that doesn't guarantee anything, it does make it more than valid to be thinking, is this thing getting ready to roll back over and head to new lows? So like I said, no guarantees, but as far as is that a rational thought to have? Absolutely. And that is where now $38.75 going to be a very important level of support. If the price goes down there, and as you're seeing here, test that level and then breaks down through it. Whoops, these are some old annotations. But if 38.75 is broken, next key level of support after that point would then be down there right around 37.50. So keep an eye on those couple areas from the support side of things. But to be fair, if the price does decide to all of a sudden bounce, first key area of resistance on any sort of bounce going to be right up there at $40.50. And then after 40.50, just in case a crazy bounce occurs, we'll get one more area mapped out. That next level would be right up there around the $42 mark. But yeah, as of now, things are definitely looking pretty shaky. It's very clear that a lot of selling pressure showed up today, but who knows, maybe things will get snapped back around on Wednesday. Next one here, ticker symbol INTZ. Nice pattern here. Like how this really came to life today with a big surge in volume. Got the big move up, but at least the price is pulled back now. So from, kind of a worry of, am I chasing? Am I buying the top? Those worries are all gone because the thing has pulled back. Now to be fair, maybe this is more than a pullback. Maybe this thing is going to just continue to bleed downwards on Wednesday. That's always a possibility too. But the point here is that it's shown that it can move. So the price is, given plenty of evidence that it can move and move very quickly, but it has pulled back. So now we have ourselves, like I said, a couple of key dynamics here. So first level of support that I'd keep an eye on right there around 475. And then from a resistance standpoint, $6.50 seems to be that main battleground area right up around there. So right now, and some may disagree with this, and I want to put up a fight, but because the name of the pattern's not the most important part, it's just more so that the story behind the pattern. But you have this nice move up. Then you have an area here as resistance, area right there as support. So if you want to call this, we'll see if it consolidates out some more. But a bull flag pattern here headed into Wednesday. That's really, I think, the best way to summarize this up. So like I said, the volume is there. The consolidation is there. Not just a question of, is this going to be a healthy consolidation or not? We'll see what happens. Next one here, ticker symbol BVXV. Beautiful, beautiful pattern. Almost same logic as the one we just talked about there in INTZ, but big volume came in. Nice move up, and it's now pulled back, and within pulling back has created the very nice pattern here for us. So we'll get this mapped out here from the pattern perspective. So right there, key level of support around the $3.10 mark. And then as far as areas of resistance are concerned, you can see the price really struggled quite a bit, right up around the 375 mark. Now, this is just a trying to split the difference here. I realize the price did get up above it a couple times. Other times didn't quite hit it. So like I said, just trying to find a middle ground there. 375 is going to be that key breakout point. But hopefully you see where I'm headed with all this, because we had the nice move up. And now, whoops. There we go. Had the nice move up, and then we had that level there as resistance, that level there of support, and we'll see how it consolidates out. And if it does want to go through a healthy consolidation and then move to the upside, there's going to be a lot of people watching that pattern. So another bull flag pattern here, and we'll see how it plays out on Wednesday. Next one here, OGEN. Big move up today, and now it's got a pretty rough pullback here. To think that the price was all the way up there, and now it's all the way down there. Like I said, am I going to say that the chart's totally destroyed? I think that'd be a little bit too dramatic. Are things looking shaky? It is, but you also got to be fair, but because the fact of maybe this is just a bigger overall pullback, and then, over the next several days, things will, get itself turned back around. So from a pullback perspective, there's definitely some opportunities here if, you like to play those sorts of setups here. But as far as supports are concerned, 80 cents to me seems like a very important one, because if that level does not hold, the next overarching level of support, not until that breakout point down there at 70 cents. And while I'm not saying that the price, if it breaks 80, is dropping straight to 70, I'm just saying that kind of puts it in almost this little no man's land on the chart, which from a trade plan development point of view just makes it more difficult, because you're kind of just out there in the middle of nowhere, and you don't really have any data points until all the way down there at 70. But so far so good. 80 cents has done a good job of holding strong. But if it doesn't, like I said, just technically speaking, next level of support, not until 70. But if this thing is going through a healthy consolidation, meaning if this is a healthy pullback, it's going sideways and it's going to start to work itself back upwards, that main kind of leading indicator to notify that, okay, maybe the life is coming back into the party here, going to be right there at 91 cents. And then after 91, next key level of resistance up there around the $1.03 mark. But overall, it's really just a question of, is this a healthy pullback, or is this the beginning of the end? If it does happen to be a healthy pullback, though, then this could be a very nice buying opportunity with a pullback, but we'll see what happens with it. Next one here, EDU. For those of you that have been following the top 10, I've been tracking this one, and still looking very good, because finally, the first time in a very long time, this thing just simply went sideways on the day. And that may be setting the bar pretty low, and it is setting the bar pretty low. But when you consider just how bad this thing has been, where it's gone basically down and down and down every single day, it's now gone sideways 2 days in a row. So does that, and I should make this very clear, just because it's gone sideways 2 days in a row, does that mean that for sure, guaranteed, this is the bottom and that you should mortgage your house and go all in? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it's become more and more valid, more and more rational to at least throw out the question to say, hey, is this the bottom? I think this could very well be the bottom. And if it's not, like I said, from a risk reward standpoint, you have very minimal risk. But if it is some sort of bottom and the price, doesn't even go up there and close the gap, but makes any sort of worthwhile bounce at all, you could be looking at a lot of potential upside reward. But moral of the story here, right there around $1.90 is definitely going to be that key level of support, because if the price crashes down through there, well, then this whole discussion of, hey, is this the bottom, has now been eliminated, because, well, no, it's not the bottom. The price is then, now just put in newer lows. But as far as resistances are concerned, next key level to watch closely going to be right up there at $2.45. And then you also want to watch that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. But certainly very, very interesting stuff going on here. And we'll see if this is finally some sort of bottom that's forming for a bigger bounce. Next one here, ticker symbol NRXP. Now, I fully admit that maybe I'm getting suckered in on this one. Maybe I'm a little too hopeful on this one. But this has just shown in the past that this thing can move very big and very quickly. And today, the price came to life again, but it did roll back over here a little bit, but it's still got a chance to put in higher lows. But like I said, I may be getting suckered in. This may have just been kind of almost like a little one-day, little dead cat bounce, acted like it wanted to be strong and is now just going to resume the downtrend. That's very possible. So that's why, as always, risk management matters. But you got to acknowledge the fact of, okay, maybe this is, the start of something bigger. Yeah, it's not looking so good now, but is this just going to be one of these right here, right? Pullback. Hey, there we go again. There is another pullback. Hey, there we go again. So is that going to happen again? Maybe. It's happened before. Not a guaranteed it'll happen again. But like I said, definitely just an interesting dynamic here. And I think a level that can just help kind of from more so the overarching angle now is to put in that trend line right there. And let's see how the price behaves, in regards to that trend line. So if the price can, continue to stay above it, well then, yeah, you can make an argument that, okay, maybe the bulls are back. Maybe there's going to be a bigger move that's coming. But if the price just comes down there and crashes down through there, well, then that kind of puts this entire discussion to rest, because, okay, the price has literally now made a move up and gone right back to where it started and has continued to fall. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, the level here that I think a lot of people will be watching right around 2250. So if the price can return back up to 2250, get the break of there, then, you never know. I mean, no guarantees, but to think that, I don't think it would be shocking to see the price then get up to 26, if not even higher than that. But I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, maybe I'm totally getting suckered in on this one by even putting it on the top 10, but Wednesday and Thursday I think will be very revealing. Next one here, ticker symbol ALNA. Very, very nice pattern here. You got to like the big surge up, and all this was occurring on big volume. And then during the consolidation phase right here, you can see correspondingly volume dropped off quite a bit. And just from a volume analysis standpoint, that's what you want to see. During consolidations, you want to see volume drop off, and that's what happened here. So overall, very, very interesting pattern with some well-defined areas. So from a consolidation support area right down there, 84 cents, very important level. And then from a resistance standpoint, in terms of kind of monitoring if there's going to be any sort of bigger breakouts, 92 cents, more so that overall level. But if you want to be a little bit more aggressive and trying to anticipate some other potential breaks of 92, then right there around the 89-cent mark is another interesting area for resistance. But anyway, look at it, great movement. Then things kind of got quiet again as volume dropped back off. But it's just a big question mark of, okay, maybe this is just the start of something much bigger. So want to get at least on the list, and we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of days. Next one here, ticker symbol ARDX. And to better explain this one, let me just get this trend line here in play. And you can see that the trend line here, which, rejected the price, rejected the price, rejected the price, close to rejecting the price. But now all of a sudden the price is actually through the trend line. So it all leads now to the big question of, is this the start of something bigger? Is there going to be more continuation from this breakout? You don't know that for sure. There's no way to know. Nothing is a crystal ball. Nothing tells the future, I suppose, unless you have insider information. But I don't want to go to jail. You don't want to go to jail. So we're not going to use inside information. But as far as a logical thought process, as far as acting in a rational way as a trader, it's more than rational to think, hey, could there be some more big moves coming? Yeah, it absolutely is. Not guaranteed, but rational. The trend line has been broken. So moving forward, it's just a question of, all right, is this going to get some more momentum? And the next step, if this thing is going to build any sort of more momentum, is it's got to get through that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average, currently valued at the $1.66 mark. So that'll be the next big, so if there was check boxes here, the one check box has been finally checked. It's gotten through that trend line. Now the next check box right there is all about that 50-period moving average, and can the price break up through there? And if it can, then that's just going to be more evidence that, hey, the bulls are here, and that there could very well be that much more follow through. Now if If there is not any sort of true follow through, well then a big leading indicator for that is going to be right there around $1.55. I mean, if the price comes down to $1.55 and it breaks through there, well then at that point you can say pretty confidently that okay, that this was just a failed breakout. There was no true power with the trendline break, so use $1.55 to help with that. But overall, very, very interesting. I like trendline breakouts, and it's just a question of seeing if it can get some more push. So that wraps up the top 10. And again, I just want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class if you enjoyed what you heard and want to learn more about how to use charts as a technical trader to build consistency and make good decisions. So again, like I said earlier, it'll be this week, Thursday, July 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So Eastern's always an important part there. But go get signed up if you're interested. And then also, as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you do enjoy them and would like for me to make more of them because you like this format, then please communicate that to me very easily by doing two things. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment. It could be a thanks. It could be a thumbs up emoji. But those two things, like I said, let me know that it's worth my time to put these videos together. As long as I know that I'm being wise with my time, then I have no problem doing them at all. So just let me know by hitting that like button, like I said, and leaving a very basic comment below. And again, if you enjoyed what you heard and want to learn more about technical analysis, then get signed up for the class.